Welcome to Emotions and Stories. 8 dates done, just 4 more to go, and Rahul is starting to feel the exhaustion of the effort and the tsunami of emotions. He's more confused now about what he wants than when he started his week. Let's see what happens in today's episode, Promise Day. Rahul was beginning to feel the weight of his week long romantic experiment. Balancing so many dates, emotions, and different personalities was proving to be an exhilarating yet exhausting challenge. By now, his close friends had started noticing his unusual absence. At early morning coffee catch up, his best friend Aman nudged him. Dude, where have you been? Every time I call you, you're either busy or catching up with someone. You've been ghosting us. Rahul chuckled, trying to play it cool, just reconnecting with old friends. Aman raised an eyebrow and said, reconnecting or dating? Because if you tell me you are on some multi dating spree, I'm gonna need popcorn. Rahul smirked but didn't answer. Aman stared at him before his jaw dropped. Oh my god, you're actually doing it, aren't you? No wonder you look exhausted. Rahul sighed, finally confessing, okay, fine, I may have set up 2 dates for every day of the Valentine's week. Aman burst out laughing. This is pure gold. You would better tell me everything and don't come crying to me when it all backfires. Rahul shook his head, but he couldn't deny that Aman had a point. Still, he wasn't going to stop now. Promise Day was about commitment, and while he wasn't making any lifelong vows, he was going to explore whether any of his past relationships could lead to something special. Rahul met Sana, an fury entrepreneur, at a trendy new brunch cafe in the city. She had always been driven, independent, and confident. Qualities he had admired but also struggled to keep up with back when they were together. You look tired, she remarked as soon as she saw him. Long night or just too many dates? Rahul nearly choked on his coffee. How did you? She smirked. A little birdie mentioned you've been very busy this week. Rahul sighed. I swear people talk too much. Relax, Rahul. I'm not here to judge. If anything, I respect the effort. You were always the grand gesture kind of a guy. They reminisced about their past, the late night brainstorming sessions when she had just started her first business, and how he had been her biggest cheerleader. You always had my back, she said, stirring her cappuccino thoughtfully. Even when I was pushing myself too hard, you reminded me to take breaks. I always believed in you, Rahul admitted. And look at you now, running your own company, making big moves. I'm really proud of you, Sana. Sana smiled, but there was a hint of sadness in her eyes. Maybe if we had met at a different time, when I wasn't so consumed by work, things would have been different. Rahul, listening to this, felt a pang of nostalgia. Uh, yeah, maybe. They parted with a warm hug, but as he walked away, Rahul realized something. Sana was never going to slow down, and he wasn't sure he could keep up with her world anymore. In the evening, he was meeting Avni, the yoga instructor. Avni had always been the calm in Rahul's chaotic world. Where others brought energy, she brought peace. Avni suggested they meet at a wellness retreat instead of a traditional dinner date. Come on, Rahul, she teased, taking his hand and leading him to a candlelit meditation space. You need to learn to relax. Rahul, skeptical but intrigued, sat down cross legged on the mat. If I fall asleep, wake me up. Avni laughed, no promises. For the next hour, Rahul found himself doing breathing exercises, light yoga stretches, and listening to the calming music. Surprisingly, it worked. He felt more at ease than he had in days. After the session, they sat under a tree in the retreat's garden, sipping herbal tea. You overthink too much, Avni observed. You're always moving, always planning. Have you ever just let things be? Rahul sighed and said, "It's not that simple. I want to figure things out, make the right choices." Avni smiled gently. Maybe the right choice isn't about something you figure out. Maybe it's something that you just feel right about. Rahul looked at her, feeling a strange sense of clarity. Avni wasn't someone who rushed into things. She moved at her own pace, and that steadiness was refreshing. But was that the kind of relationship he wanted? Could he slow down enough to match her rhythm? As he drove home, once again he was reflecting on both dates. Sana had ignited his drive, pushed him to be better. Avni had shown him the beauty of slowing down, of appreciating the present. Two very different worlds, two very different futures. And yet, Rahul still didn't have an answer. But his friends were right about one thing. This was getting more complicated by the day. So Rahul is yet again at the end of a day without any decision, without any clarity. Do you think tomorrow will bring him any clarity? Let's find out in the next episode. Thank you.